Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Jeanette Byro here. I'm a medium and channeler. And welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards, see what's in store with a message from Spirit. This week, I am using the Wisdom of Oracle deck. This is one of the first decks I ever got. And what was interesting about this deck is I did not want to buy it. And that is no negative against the design. I was looking for a different style and feel, not red, which doesn't matter, but Spirit was insistent I buy this deck. And finally, I kept resisting. And finally, I took this deck and another one, put them on the ground, closed my eyes, mixed them up, and then felt for which one my hand was drawn to. Sure enough, it was this deck. Now, the reason I say that is it is such a neat deck for messages that really apply in a very general way. So, of course, I am always going to recommend the Awakening Avalon Oracle deck that we created because, that came from my guides through me. But I also find value in having different decks for different messages, different ways to bring the messages through. So sometimes if you're pulling cards and you pull from one deck, you're like, I just want to double check, you pull from another deck. When you see the similarity in messages, it's really impactful. So all to say, this is a great deck as well. It is by Colette Baron-Reid. So that being said, let's see what's in store. While I'm giving these a good shuffle, I do want to encourage you all to listen to the podcast. It is the June energy update today. It's a beautiful podcast, really empowering, lots of good stuff in there. So definitely check it out. And it really had a flow to it of the information, how one thing leads to another. So you can listen to that here on YouTube, or you can also listen on any of the podcast platforms, whichever is your favorite. And if you do listen, I do want to say please do rate and share. It helps with the algorithms. And also, thanks to all of you, have reached 100,000 downloads. You may have seen my post, but of my podcast, 100,000 downloads. And I have to say, I remember when I started the podcast and I thought, I wonder what it would be like to hit 100,000 downloads. Like, wow, wouldn't that be cool? And to now be in that position is the greatest honor. I'm deeply honored that it would be downloaded that many times. So I really want to thank you so much for that. And that's all because of all of you. So, okay, let's get to the message for today. I'm going to give one more shuffle and then we're going to see what the energy is in the cards, in the collective. What do we have this week, Spirit? Okay, first thing I'm seeing a peacock. Okay, so peacock symbolisms are this it can mean many things. What I want to say though is it's like this point of renewal. It's this point of action, color. The color is shown on it because what has been drawn in black and white now is taking color. So to me, that means manifestations showing themselves actually. So I really like that energy. All right, let's see. Ooh, I like this. I'm gonna take one extra. Yeah, okay. I really like this. So these manifestations taking action right now is really neat because the first card out is here and now. And this really represents the present moment. This is pay attention to what's happening here and now. Notice how this color, like I said, is being shown. It's showing up on what has been drawn. So your desires, your manifestations, your creations are now starting to show themselves in color, in the here and now, in your present moment. So this tells me there's a lot of energy speaking to being in the present moment this week. Being in your body, in your moments, in life as it is happening can help you embrace all of the things that are coming to fruition. There's a lot of, they're showing me dominoes falling, but they're falling inward. They're falling in response to how you have laid them out. So if you have wanted to create a series of events, these dominoes are happening. And I love that. And so that's really followed up by the Truth Be Told card. And if you look closely, there's hearts that are coming from this open window. And this is essentially the truths, the things you've been waiting for, the window is open now for it to arrive. So this is a really beautiful pairing of the here and now and seeing the fruits of your manifestation happening. This is a beautiful description of it. Now, with that, and we talked about this, we talked about the universe. It's now, for many of you, the universe is acting on what is to come. And we did have a really beautiful strawberry moon, sometimes called the lover's moon, on Saturday. It's a moon in Sagittarius, if I remember correctly. Is really about the love and beauty and abundance and bounty that you've created, and seeing that in your relationships, in your life, in your creations. So this is so much a part of it, is like the windows are open now for that to come in, these beautiful things to come in. So I love that. Now, what's really interesting is, what do we need to do about that, right? Because we think, okay, what else can I do? There's a really big emphasis on just being in that moment, because the first card we have is take a nap, or time for nap. This is like rest, recalibrate, step back, put down the shovel, put down the pen and paper, allow the universe to color it. You set the outline and the design, let the universe color it. And that's really echoed by this next card, which is to the sea, which is like go with the flow. So at least for today, but I feel like this is a theme for the week, there's an emphasis of flow, of being in the boat. Let the river carry you for a little bit. Let the flow that you've created by your designs carry you. And as you carry yourself down that river, or as the universe carries you down the river, you're going to see some of these truths coming in, some of these manifestations coming in. You're going to see that reveal itself in full color. And I want to say, what I mean by full color too is not just the manifestation, but all the parts that lead to it. And an example of that would be, say there's something you went through in your life, and in that something there was many, many judgments placed upon you. Now, as you have shifted things in your life, things are starting to, this new path, new alignment come to fruition. The color is the ways in which different synchronistic things are falling into your path pertaining to the change you made in that. So it might be a conversation you had with somebody. It might be a relationship that's mended. It might be a goal that you achieved. It might be a transformation in your healthy eating that has, anchored itself. All of those things that feed into the thing you wanted to change. That's how it's being colored. So that it can be infinite in the ways it shows itself. So that's why Spirit wants you to be really present right now, noticing what's happening. How are those synchronistic alignments happening in your path? And when you are in the present moment and taking that in, you can really embrace the bounty of what you've been creating and the way the universe is walking with you. So fruits of manifestation is a big thing right now. So I'm so curious what or how this unfolds throughout the week. So all to say, definitely check back tomorrow. Let's see what happens this week. I'm curious. My interest is piqued. So I hope this helps all of you start your Monday. Thank you as always for joining me, for tuning in. Welcome to my page if you're new. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So have a beautiful week, everyone. Thank you again as always for the love, the kindness, the comments. Maybe have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow.